Tom Dennis, am I pronouncing that correctly? Tom Dennis from Australia is in the midst of a remarkable quest. It started in Sydney, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, last New Year's Eve. All right, it's an adventure nobody has ever completed. So this is the equivalent, what he's done, or in the midst of doing, is the equivalent of 700 miles.
Marathons.
700 marathons, excuse me. 700 marathons in 700 days.
He's attempting to set the Guinness World Record for fastest trip around the world by foot. The trip will take him to every continent other than Antarctica. Thank goodness, that was a good move. He has completed about 46% of the trip, and he's just reached New York. Tom Dennis, nice to have you on Good Day New York. Thank you for dressing up this morning for us on Good Day. Did you just stop running as you came into the studio?
No, but I'll be running from the studio.
You will. What's your direction?
Today it's just a relatively short day. I'll run down to the financial district along the Hudson and then back up the East River.
Oh, that sounds pretty, although it's going to be raining. You
yeah,
prepared for
well,
that?
Yeah, I've had snow, rain, extreme heat. I've just got to get out there and do it.
What about extreme pain? I mean, it's one thing, you know, to run a marathon takes everything out of most people. What does it feel like at the end of each day, especially 46% of the trip under your belt at this point?
Yeah, I've completed more than 8,000 miles so far, and what that does for you is that you get used to it. You get used to doing this each day. The worst I have really is sore feet, aching feet at the end of each day, but generally nothing more than that.
Tom, how do you support yourself? This is quite a venture.
Well, my wife, Carmel, is the support crew, and also she's documenting the trip with her photography.
So you're making money with photographs and stuff like that?
No. We financially, I have a sponsor, Next Digital. It's an Australian sort of digital company, and the rest of it is life savings.
How many pairs of shoes have you gone through? So let's say you're about halfway through the trip. How many pairs of shoes have you gone through?
So far, I think it's 11, but 5 of those pairs were already partially worn in, so yeah.
So I know you want to set a world record, but why?
Well, the world record wasn't the primary motivation when I started. I just thought it would be a fantastic way to see the world, and then also a great way to raise money for charity. And I thought it would be a good way to inspire people. You see, I'm not really a long-distance runner by body shape and type, but I just wanted people to realize that anyone can get out there and have an adventure. Whether it's just running across a country or a state or cycling, you know, across your county, you know, it's a great way to actually not just see the countryside, but smell it and hear it and feel it.
How much of this is planned down to the mile? In other words, are you running along and you're like, oh, there's a Subway. Let's stop in and get a $5 footlong. Or are you, is every moment of the day set up? We're going to go here and then here. This is what time we stop for lunch. This is exactly what we're going to eat to get us the energy we need through the rest of the day?
No, none of it's like that at all. It's the what you first said. I have a rough idea about where I'm going, you know, within a country, but on a day-to-day basis, sometimes I don't really know until the morning, depending on where a hotel might be within striking distance of my run that day. And as for food, well, if I'm running through a city like New York, I'll just stop and buy something from, you know, whatever.
Get a good slice. We have great pizza here.
Yeah.
You can also get Vegemite here. You know that.
Yeah, I believe so.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just curious, as somebody who works 24/7, what did you give up? I mean, you kind of like abandoned your life basically and said, I'm going to go see the world and raise money for charity. What were you doing before this?
Well, I founded a company that has developed a technology that converts the energy in ocean waves into electricity, and that has brought me to the US many times over the last 10 years. And that's in good hands now, and I can take a break. I'm no longer leading the company. That's been handed over to others, and yeah, I'm just doing this, and then I'll go back and see whether they need me afterwards.
Interesting.
So you're running where now? West, east? Which way are you going?
West to east around the world. Yeah.
Wow. What
Amazing.
a journey. And we can follow your journey through a website, right?
Yeah, tomsnextstep.com, no apostrophes or spaces, tomsnextstep.com.
Well, good luck to you. So nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.